So we begin with artificial hybridization. Look at this beautiful roses. These beautiful roses, they are produced by hybridization. They have been produced by hybridization. If you look at the wild varieties of roses, you will not find them so beautiful. These are some of the wild varieties of rose flowers. There is a variety of sugarcane in South India called Saccharum officinarum. Saccharum officinarum. This variety is dwarf, but this has thick stems and its sugar content is very good. Now we have another variety of sugarcane in North India called Saccharum berberi. Now that has poor sugar content and yield but has long stem. So both of these varieties, South Indian sugarcane and North Indian sugarcane, were crossed, hybridized to get a hybrid variety which has the advantages of both. It has high sugar content, high yield, thickness of South Indian variety, and the length of the North Indian variety. So this is how we have the benefits of advantages of hybridization, artificial hybridization. The new variety that has been produced is a result of artificial hybridization. So we had some good characters in one variety and others in the other variety, and we combined them together. So there's a joke about hybridization, about crossing, that it is said that George Bernard Shaw was not very handsome. So a beautiful woman approached him and proposed to him that she wanted to marry him because the children that would be produced will be beautiful and as beautiful as her and as intelligent as George Bernard Shaw. Now, George Bernard Shaw replied that what if they are as ugly as me and as dull as you, as dumb as you? So that was a joke. Now we proceed on with how artificial hybridization is done. Now, first of all, let us take up the definition. Artificial hybridization is defined as the process of crossing two genetically different individuals having desirable traits to obtain an offspring having superior traits than the parents. So, artificial hybridization is defined as the process of crossing two genetically different individuals having desirable traits to obtain an offspring having superior traits than the parents. So, artificial hybridization is basically a type of plant breeding. And first of all, the first step is selection of the plants. Selection of the two plants, male and the female. Which plant will act as male and the other which one will act as female. That selection is done in the first step. Now, such as example is of selection is, one of the examples is the same as we just discussed about the South Indian sugarcane and North Indian sugarcane. Both had desirable characters. That is, the sugarcane of South India has better sugar yield and thick stem, but it doesn't grow in North Indian conditions. So North Indian sugarcane has long stem but poor sugar content. So artificial hybridization was done between both the plants, and a desirable a sugarcane plant with desirable characters was obtained. That is long stem and long and thick stem and good sugar content. So in this artificial hybridization, it's a process in which only desired pollen grains are used for pollination and fertilization. During artificial fertilization, only the desired pollen grains are introduced to the stigma through pollination. We all know that for fertilization to happen, pollination is required. So, in this, suppose a plant is selected as female plant, then its anthers will be removed. That is called emasculation. Before that, we must also know about pollination, which we have already studied. Pollination is the process of reproduction in which pollen grains is transferred from the male anther of the flower to the female stigma. For successful pollination to occur, pollen and stigma should be compatible. If they are incompatible, then the pollen germination and pollen growth will not happen. Incompatibility may lead to rejection of pollen grains by the stigma. This all we have already discussed in the previous videos. It is always good to start with the previous knowledge so that you can link up the things. So I generally try to start a topic with previous knowledge. So, and pollination, as you have already studied, and that there are two types of pollination, that is cross as well as self. Now, in this case of artificial hybridization, it is the cross pollination that is going to help, not self pollination. So, as I said just now, that the first step was selection, of course. Now it is the second step will be emasculation, because we have chosen a female plant and we have also chosen a male plant. We want to transfer the pollen of the selected male plant to the stigma of selected female plant. So, in order that it is not, there is no interference from other flowers, other plants, so we first emasculate the male flower, the flower that we are using as male flower. So, emasculation is done. Emasculation means to remove the male parts of the flower. Now, if this flower is bisexual, then we have to remove the male parts, that is the anthers and the anthers should be removed before they mature in the bud condition. So they are cut off, they are removed, the anthers are removed before they get matured and they start releasing pollen grains. Because if they have started releasing pollen grains, then uh, they might have already pollinated the same flower. They might have landed on the stigma of the same flower and might have already pollinated it. So the purpose will be lost. So the emasculation should be done at a time when neither the stamen is mature nor the egg in the female part, that is the pistil, is mature. So neither the pistil is mature nor the stamen is mature. So we first of all we cut off the anthers. Now anthers can be cut off only if they are long enough. Otherwise, using scissors, you cannot cut off very small anthers. Some flowers have very small anthers. Some flowers have long anthers. So, sorry, not long anthers, long stamens with long filaments. So they have long filaments. So it is easy to remove the anthers by simply cutting them off with the scissors. But if the stamens are very small, very short, then you cannot cut them off with the scissors. Then there are some small little suction pumps available on the market. So with the help of those suction pump, with the help of a suction pump, the pollen grains, the anthers are removed. So that is called emasculation. That is called emasculation. You are seeing both the methods. On one side it is a suction pump which has been used. On the other side it is the scissors that has been used. So though the stamen in the flower in which the stamen is long enough, has long filament, it could have been cut off with scissors, but I got this picture. So you can imagine that these stamens are very small, very short. So they have been removed with the help of suction pump. And the other side, they have been removed with the help of scissors. So in the middle, you see a emasculated plant. Now you have seen an emasculated female plant. It may be noted that emasculation of the flower is done only in bisexual flowers, because if it doesn't have it is having only one of the sexes, then there is no point in removing the stamens. So it is done only in bisexual flowers. And one more thing, emasculation is done only to select female plant, because in this case it is done for both the cases. That is, emasculation is done for selecting the female plant. When emasculation is done for selecting female plant, we throw away we reject all the pollens, the anthers that we have removed from the plant. And immediately after emasculation, that plant is covered with a butter paper and tied. That is called bagging. Now here you see the bagging. that after removing all the pollen, all the anthers, the female plant, now it is a female plant. It was a bisexual flower. It was a bisexual flower. We have made it female flower now because we have removed the male part, emasculated it. Now this is the female flower, and it is bagged, because if you don't bag it, then the pollen from many other flowers will come and pollinate it, which we do not want. We want a selected pollens. We want selected pollens to come and pollinate it. Now the emasculated flower is immediately enclosed in a bag to prevent pollination by unwanted pollen. Now this is called bagging. Now this bagging is done by a butter paper. Then mature and viable pollen grains are collected from the male parent. Now we have selected some plant as a male parent. From there we collect the pollen grains by the same method that we use for emasculation. We cut those, but we do that when they are mature. We remove the pollen grains. That can be done in two ways. That is, those pollen grains are removed from the male parent by emasculating or by just dusting. Sometimes that flower is brought and dusted on the female plant. So the bag is opened and the pollen grains are dusted on the stigma, so as to create desired pollination with desired pollen and desired egg. Now this type of emasculation is applied only when the flower is bisexual. If the flower is female, unisexual, that is, it is a pistillate flower, then there are no anthers, so no need of emasculation. If the female plant has unisexual flowers, it is a pistillate flower, then pistil is only there, but bagging is required. Emasculation is not needed, but bagging is required, because then it should not be, this female parent should not be pollinated by undesirable pollens. So it is, bagging is done so that before the flowers are open, so that this female plant doesn't get contaminated with unwanted pollen. Advantage is, as already discussed in the beginning itself, that artificial hybridization ensures that right type of pollen has been transferred to the stigma of the flower. It improves the quality of crop and desirable character. Recap. Artificial hybridization is the process in which only desired pollen grains are used for pollination and fertilization. Emasculation is the removal of anthers from the flower before the anther dehisces. Bagging, process to cover the emasculated flower with a bag made up of butter paper. Thank you.